Galaxy S23 has lost 43.3% of its original value in just 2 months, whereas iPhone 14 manages to retain 69% of its value. This is according to the latest survey. I'm not surprised by this. This is exactly why once upon a time, Will, I had a resale store centered around Apple products when I was a young lad. That was a business I had. And the reason being is because used Apple products retain their value extremely well. Mm-hmm. And a big part of that is just sort of the general feeling around the brand and the premium that's required to get into it. So then you got people looking for used stuff. And I guess, you know what else it is it's long-term software support associated with Apple's brand. They're like, that's still current enough for me. Mm-hmm. You get people on extremely old iPhones and that's good enough for them is what they say. So, in this case, you go head-to-head S23 versus iPhone 14, and you can see some of those differences, I guess, in this particular depreciation study. Pixel 7 down 43% 1 month. 1 month in? First 2 months. Wow.
Yeah, they're basing it on the...
I mean, I guess the majority of the depreciation is basically immediate. It's in that very early... It's just like a car.
Just like a car.
Yeah, it's just right. You just buy it, and then all of a sudden people... it's used from that point forward. So it's never going to be similar in value to the new one. In the case of the iPhone, after 2 months, it drops 31% in value. Pixel 7 even more than the Galaxy S23 at 45.9%. And the S23 drops 43.3% in value. And then you can get an even greater breakdown depending on variant. I guess you could find out which is the best investment if you do plan on kind of flipping these things and you've figured out your upgrade cycle and you're into selling your old devices. Now, the other thing to mention is in many cases, these manufacturers now have their own buyback programs. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if they're basing this on that when they look at depreciation, or are they looking at the general sort of marketplace and eBay and things like this? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes the manufacturer themselves, if you hold on to it and wait for an upgrade, that can sometimes work out better than selling it privately. The biggest loser, the 1 terabyte variant of the S23 Ultra, lost over 52.7% of its value after 2 months. I mean, it's not what you want to hear, but I can't say I'm surprised.
50%. Wow.
This clip you just watched is sponsored by LaterCase. If you have been looking for an impossibly thin case to put on your brand new smartphone, you need to check out LaterCase, available for both Android and iPhone. Check the description of this clip in order to get a special offer.